So tell us about the documentary film that's being made in conjunction with your run.
Well, our filmmaker's name is Everett Marshall. He works for Children's Miracle Network, and his job with CMN is to tell stories. And so what he does is he interviews families and patients, and then he puts those stories, the answers that they give him to his questions, puts them to music. And it's powerful stuff. And he wanted to try his hand at doing the same thing with video. So when I told Everett about the run and what we were trying to accomplish, he said, "Can I film this?" And I said, "Absolutely." What we're trying to do with the run, John, is symbolically and metaphorically, we're trying to show people who have no concept of what children go through when they're battling cancer, exactly what they're going through. Okay, let's start with the isolation. Tim and I are going to be running by ourselves. Okay, well, when a child is diagnosed with cancer and their hair starts to fall out, their friends don't know how to handle this, and they end up losing friends. Chelsea was a homecoming co-princess. I mean, that is a popular young lady at school. When I met her on December 15th after chemotherapy for 2 months, she said, "I lost all my friends. They don't even come around anymore." I mean, you talk about the height of popularity to, "I can't find anybody that can relate to me anymore." That's isolation. You talk about the monotony of the pediatric cancer patient daily life. They lay in their bed, they wake up, they try and eat, they take her around to chemo, they watch TV, they play video games, they go to sleep, they get up, they eat, they take their chemo, they go to sleep. Well, Tim and I are going to be getting up, eating, stretching, running, massaging,
I got my
icing.
BlackBerry, so I'm going to play some video games.
Okay, well,
yeah.
That'll break up his monotony. I don't know how to do that. I'm not so technically advanced. But the monotony of just putting one foot in front of the other for X amount of steps to get to point A to point B. The physical challenges that the patients go through, you know, after they've had a couple of rounds of chemotherapy, their hair starts falling out, they lose their appetite, so they end up losing weight. I mean, Tim says that I'm going to be eating a lot, but I fully expect to lose some weight, and for lack of a better term, look a little gaunt or maybe even a little emaciated, which cancer patients sometimes do. So there is yet another parallelism. And then the support that goes into battling cancer for a pediatric cancer patient. Not only do they need the support of their families, but the doctors and nurses and staff, they need the support of their faith. Well, we have a support crew of about 15. We have very strong faith, and we're also going to be relying on each other. So there is yet another parallelism. So that's the angle that the movie is being shot. It's being shot with, hey, here's these guys who, you know, have no actual personal connection with pediatric cancer because I don't have any children, and Tim has 3 healthy children, but moved to the point of wanting to do something and physically putting their time and their bodies on the line to show people who don't know what's going on at Texas Children's or any pediatric cancer hospital what these patients are being forced to go through just to live.
Now, Tim, you may know this better than Kevin, having done more of this, but how many sets of tennis shoes will you go through by the time this thing is over? Sorry, running shoes.
Yeah,
not tennis shoes.
It depends on how you want to play your cards. When I did mine, I was, you know, one of the things that you do that is in your control is protecting your feet, you know, the best you can. And so, you know, when you think about the cost of a running shoe, you think, hey, you know, I'll bring a couple extra pairs. I don't really care what it costs. I want to make sure that, you know, if you change out your shoes every day and let the compression of the sole, you know, reinflate. If it's been wet, let the shoe dry out. Whatever you can do, you know, to keep your feet protected from, you know, from the pounding on the pavement and even just from getting blisters and stuff, because if your shoes are wet. So that rotation of shoes would be great. So I think Kevin's
got 3.
Got 3.
Yeah,
which will be great. That's a good number for this one.
Yeah, well, because shoes, they say, last anywhere from 300 to 500 miles, but they're going to be taking a pounding daily. So I think that's going to shorten the lifespan of our shoes. So yeah, 3 is what I'm planning on going through. And what we're going to do with the last pair, the pair that I used to cross the finish line on December 1st, is we're actually going to either auction those off to the highest bidder or just donate them to the hospital to commemorate the Strides Across Texas. We will not take a day off. There is no taking a day off. This is 13 straight days. And like Tim told me last night, there's going to be a day when you wake up and you're not going to want to run. But I have a lot of people at that hospital and a lot of families depending on me to run. And I'll get out there and I'll do it.
All right. Well, Kevin and Tim, thanks so much for talking with us at Pegasus News, and best of luck on your Strides Across Texas.
John, this is my passion. I've been fortunate enough in my life to find 3 passions, and that number 1 is radio, and this is in no particular order: radio, running, and pediatric cancer patients, and to have the opportunity to combine all three of them, and I'm a blessed man. I'm a blessed man.
That's great. Go for it.
You got it. Thanks.